my voice being recognized. I have a pretty basic voice. Nobody's like, "Who are you, this?" Like, that's not. I feel like Miley, your voice, like sometimes when I hear you speak, I'm just like, "Okay, Naruto."
Oh, you know, people have to say, I don't do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't smoke.
That's the secret, right? Okay.
I'm gonna be a voice actor. He smoked. No, I'm kidding.
I did this guy. Okay. This girl, I call you on. He has to always.
The last time we heard that agents are a big thing, how did we all get agents? I was really lucky because I live in Los Angeles, and this was like many years ago, some of you weren't even born yet, and back in the day, and I took a voiceover class, and they did casting, and I had an audition for like an Army commercial or something. It was my very first audition, and I booked it, and I was like, woo! And then I went back, yeah, it was pretty cool, and then this is even better, the next week I went in, and they had me audition for a Doritos commercial, and I booked that one too.
Oh, okay.
And then she said, "Do you have an agent to help you negotiate these contracts?" And I was like, no. And so she made a call to Sandy Schnarr, which is ABO, a very big agent, the voiceover agency, and
Before she had passed away. And it was like the hardest thing I've ever. He's his mother and his father. And I was in the booth and I was doing it, and I just burst into tears. And the engineer was like, "Are you crying?" I was like, and I was like, "Shut up." But you know, there are times like that as an actor. What you do is you rely on the things that you've experienced. So if you're eating ramen, like I do, like you just imagine it's the best piece of pizza you've ever had, or whatever is the best food you've ever had. So you rely on that. It's sort of method acting, if you will. But if you know, I think all of us here put our whole heart and soul into it. We don't phone it in, which is the reason why we're here and the reason why we're working. Because if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be working and we wouldn't be here. So you just kind of rely on the depths of your own experiences, and I think all of it brings it to the table. Unless you're supposed to be funny and you're not a funny person, then you suck.
I've always, I direct more nowadays than I voice act, and what I tell new voice actors coming in is that, look, this microphone is, a microphone in a booth doesn't do what this microphone is doing right here. We're not talking into it in the booth so it makes us louder. It does the same thing that camera does, right? It captures our voice. So it can only put to the picture what we give it. So it can't, like, yeah, it can make you louder and it can make you softer, and we can mess with it and turn you into a monster or a tiny creature or something. But essentially, if we're not giving our all with just our voice, then you're going to hear that and you won't connect to the character. So if you got to cry, cry. If you got to scream, you better scream all out, you know? Yeah.
Day two.
Day two.
Didn't vlog much, but you know, there's too much traffic.
But today seems better.
Yes, it does. Less people, for some odd reason.
But I bet there's going to be more people in the convention.
That's probably true.
Because some of the big wigs didn't come till today.
Yeah. So, yesterday, give a quick recap of what happened.
Yesterday was good. We went to a panel with some of the female voice actors, and Malie Flanigan was hilarious. We got some of our anime signatures out of the way. Got to meet Michael Tatum and Caitlin Glass, who we'd met before. We got to meet Dante Basco, voice of ZUKO, and American Dragon Jake Long. He was very, very nice. Got to meet Patricia Quinn from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. She plays Magenta. And Barry Bostwick, who plays Brad in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Again, very nice people. And any other comments from you?
The line was ridiculous to meet J. Michael Tatum.
It was. We were there for almost like an hour and a half.
So, but it wasn't bad. Just a lot of waiting, and we'll probably wait a lot today as well.
Yep. Gotta meet some. Ready? Away we go.
Ingram did not issue a credit to him for the printing. He almost went bankrupt. He is still 5 years later giving out those anthologies for free. That's what I mean when I say small presses don't have national bookstore distribution, because I'm not putting my house on the line to put a book in a Barnes & Noble in Weehawken and then give them back that $4 when it doesn't sell in 90 days. So that's what I talk about when we talk.
Low-rent kiddie show host, and he'll be a pirate, Patsy the Pirate. And they said, you know, I was just kind of around. You know, one thing about cartoons is that if you're around, they'll press you into service, right? Like they'll go, hey, you know what? Can you meow like a cat? Meow. Okay, you're Karen. You know what I mean? Hey, we wanted a narrator that sounds like Jacques Cousteau. Can you do that? Do I was there for you? It's like, okay, that's you. So the fun part about this job is that you get to try on all these hats and be all these different people, and it never gets old. I love it. You know, it's the best job in the world. So that's how Patsy started. Just a kind of a tip of the hat to old low-rent local kiddie TV show hosts and horror movie hosts, you know, stuff like that. You know, those guys, you know, every station had the guy that would dress up and show horror movies too, and that was such a big part of my youth. Thanks for asking. Thank you. Bye.
Hi, Mr. Candy.
Hi.
I was just curious, with all the animation changes that SpongeBob has been through since the beginning to now, which one was your personal favorite?
Oh, the episode-wise? Well, the first 3 seasons, I love doing it. I love doing, like, the show now. We still do it. I did it last Wednesday. And, yeah, it was, remember Bubble Buddy? We went to Bubble Town where all the bubbles live, which we had never seen their world before. So that was really fun. But that won't even be animated for probably a year or so. But we still do it. We still do it every Wednesday. You know, every Wednesday it's there. And Bill Fager, Maki Patrick, and Roger Bumpus, Squidward, and everybody. You know, Doug Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence, you know, Plankton, Carol Lawrence, Sandy. You know, it's just a great place to work with great people. And then the other 4 days a week, you're doing stuff that isn't SpongeBob. So you don't get sick of doing it. You know, it's just like this nice place to go every Wednesday. But I still have like I was saying, the first early seasons still have a special place in my heart. You know, and I gotta say, Band Geeks is my favorite. You know. Sweet Victory is like, you know, if you're ever not feeling good about yourself, just play Sweet Victory and do this, you know. It'll pump you up. And it is mayonnaise an instrument. That's like the greatest. I mean, who amongst us you can't not say that when you're using mayonnaise now, right? Is mayonnaise an instrument? He says that every time he uses mayonnaise. I love it. So probably Band Geeks is my favorite. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. And as long as you're dressed like Karen the computer, my wife, Jill Talley, voices Karen on the show. She never gets to come to these cons because she always has to hold down the fort at home. But she's here at this one. Jill, stand up, everybody. That's Karen the computer, y'all. She's also the mom on Loud House, if you watch Loud House. You got a Loud House shirt on. That's my mom. She never gets to come to these things. And she actually surprised me by showing up.
Can I get a picture with you later, Miss Kelly? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. I'm very starstruck in more than one way right now then. Already seeing you and now seeing your wonderful wife too. She's also amazing. So
we don't get to see each other at these things very much. So it's like, yeah. Wow.
Thank you.
I look better from far away. So.
So SpongeBob has been on the air for almost 20 years now, and in that time period, it's had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
And and what a lot of fans consider the low point was seasons 6 through 8, before the movie, classic episodes, like you said, those are still your favorites. But then seasons 5 and 6 were all right, and then people say 6 through 8 was the low period. But now 9 onward, especially since Stephen Hillenburg has come back,
yes,
the show has gotten really, really good again.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I want to ask, what do you think? It may even not even be from one of the low points, but what would you say was your least favorite episode of SpongeBob, and why is it one course meal?
My least favorite episode?
I'm
I can't even allow myself to think like that, right? Because when you're the actor and you're doing the job, like it's fun, but it's also like a job, So that storyboard gets delivered to your house a day or two before we record. It's a big, thick storyboard, it's like 250 pages that you look at, and you're just in charge of I would say Mr. Krabs probably wrote it down somewhere. Somewhere there's a bottle that really does have the recipe written on a rolled-up piece of paper in it. And there's also, decoys around too that probably are blank pieces of paper, just to confuse Plankton, because Plankton's is very determined. Yeah, that's my theory. Thanks, great question.